Tes.
Saya jadikan host ya, Pak.
Oke. Kamu itu masih masuk, jadi suaramu jadi terpendam.
Ini sudah
gagangnya
sih, Pak.
Oh ya, kok suaranya kecil masih aneh?
Sudah.
Karena nanti yang di bagian akhir kan biasanya saya minta kamu untuk ngomong juga.
Sudah ini, Pak.
Iya, kenapa ya? Sekarang sih jelas, tapi setelah itu hilang lagi. Itu kamu di...
Kalau ini, Pak, apakah jelas? Kalau saya pindah speaker, mikrofonnya.
Oh, mikrofonnya kan pilih yang mana? Di webcam atau?
Pindah ke webcam. Yang tadi kan di Logitech-nya.
Oh, oke. Coba saya tes. Tes. Suara saya jelas nggak?
Lebih jelas yang tadi. Kalau yang tadi itu masih gema, cuman ini tuh kayak slightly apa ya, Pak?
Oke. Kalau itu saya kembali webcam aja. Ini lebih
jelas. Iya,
berarti mestinya kita nggak usah pakai ini, bisa ngomong ya?
Bisa, tapi nggak bisa dengerin, Pak, contohnya.
Iya, makanya itu. Ya, dengerin bisa, tapi kan pakai mic, jadi semua terdengar. Oke. Ya sudah. Oh ya, saya bawa yang mochi itu kalau kamu mau, enak sih. Kemarin
iya,
Pak. Saya kasih 2 loh.
Oke, terima kasih. Oh iya, Pak, mau tanya untuk yang Indonesian language class. Yang kemarin itu berarti nanti dibuka setiap semester kah?
Iya.
Rencananya dibuka setiap semester ya? Oke. Tapi itu kelasnya untuk yang beginner terus ya, Pak? Jadi nggak ada kemungkinan untuk yang kayak semester dasar, beginner, semester genap, intermediate, kayak gitu-gitu?
Iya. Nanti bisa dipikirkan. Tapi semester depan sih masih basic ya, paling ya.
Basic aja.
Ya, nanti coba saya diskusikan ya.
Oh iya, Pak. Nanti mungkin bisa diskusi sama Pak Ferry juga sebagai pengajarnya sih.
Oke, harapannya sih, soalnya kan kemarin masih sedikit dan kemarin masih banyak yang keluar. Harapannya misalnya kita mulai semester depan, karena semester depan kan kita belum offline.
Ya, Mas online.
Sementara sih basic dulu sih belum ada pembicaraan. Oke, thank you masukannya. Nanti saya
iya, Pak. Ini soalnya formnya yang isi udah 10 sih. Semoga mereka ikut semua nantinya.
Iya. Nanti juga akan saya kasih tahu lagi sih ini. Di sesi terakhir saya, maksudnya di slide terakhir saya. Karena ya itu untuk merimain mereka di sini. Oke, jadi kita tunggu. Sebentar, saya admit aja deh. Lagunya boleh? Sandra.
Ya. Bentar, Pak.
Setelah jalan.
Contohnya hilang karena tadi habis saya set ke webcam. Sebentar.
Oh ya? Apa yang hilang?
Lagunya. Jadi nggak kedengeran lagi.
Oh.
Udah.
Bisa. Oke, saya buka ya mereka.
Oke, Pak.
Last day. Oke. Halo, good morning everyone. Selamat pagi. Magandang umaga. Sawadi Doncai. Ciao. How are you today? Well, magandang umaga. Well, time flies, and after 5 days, now we come to the final day of our summer program. And I hope that you enjoy our session so far. And later on, I will also ask you to give your feedback and your comments, opinions of our summer program for our improvement for the next summer program. Then before that, today we will have the final session of our summer program where I will share about what happens in Indonesia. 2 days ago, Dr. Risma already informed us of something more specific related to how government deals with the COVID-19. But today I will talk a bit broader, which you can ask broader questions, because I will also talk about education, because yesterday some of you asked about what is the current condition of education in Indonesia, and I will share about that. Also about the vaccine, of course. Okay, now allow me to share screen. Okay. Then this is my name, my title. I'm Aditya Jakusuma. I'm the Director, Office of Institutional Cooperation. Besides that, I'm also lecturer at the Ubaya, Faculty of Business and Economics. And this is my IG. Please feel free to add. And this is my background of education. I graduated from Monash University, Australia, and got my Bachelor of Business. And I received my Master of Commerce from Deakin University, Australia. Okay, I will divide my outline into 3: the COVID-19 timeline, COVID-19 cases, and Indonesian government response. Well, the timeline, I think you're already aware of this, that our first case of COVID-19 began back in December 31st, 2019. That's why I said that pre-COVID-19 was before the 31st of December 2019, back in Wuhan, China. And the first COVID-19 in the world was announced at 31st December 2019, and that's why since then we start the COVID-19 period. Until now, we don't know yet when it will end. That's why I said the pause is question mark. Then let us look at the current cases, COVID-19 cases in the world. Currently, the COVID-19 cases are 255 million cases, with deaths around 5, and recovered was 230 million. And 255 is actually the same with the Indonesian population. Yes, Indonesian population is around 250 until 270. So it is the same size with the Indonesian population. Then how about in Indonesia? The first case in Indonesia was announced on March 2nd of March 2020, where at the time there were 2 ladies. One was a mom with her daughter. were the first COVID-19 cases in Indonesia. And then the COVID-19 period in Indonesia starts since 2nd of March until no one knows. The same with the voice. Okay, then let's look. Oh yeah, this is the announcement of our President Joko Widodo when he announced the first to confirm COVID-19 cases back on March 2nd of March 2020. And then currently, this is the current cases in Indonesia, around 4,250,000 cases. Then fatalities were 140,000. And later I will also speak about vaccination, but on the later slides. So I'll directly go through on this slide. Then the highest or the most critical or the worst cases happened in Indonesia occurred back in July 15, where we had around 55,000, even 56,000, almost 57,000 cases daily. Then that's why since then, as Dr. Isma said 2 days ago, that since then our government applied the emergency social restriction, where I will talk in more detail later on. And now, only in less than 6 months, we have around 340 cases daily. So if you see the dramatic decrease of the curve, yeah, that's what's because of what our government did, especially from July until September around here. Okay, and since September or October, then the curve is dramatically decreasing like this. Okay. Oh yeah, if you want to ask something, you can directly ask. Sorry to forget to inform. Yeah, in my class, if you want to ask, you can directly ask, raise your hand or type on the chat section. Please feel free. So we don't need to wait until the question and answer session. Please feel free to ask at any time. If you see something that you are curious to ask, then please feel free to ask. Okay. Then how about in East Java? You remember that Surabaya, Ubaya is located in Surabaya and it is in East Java province. Now in the lower extent in East Java, the first case of COVID-19 in East Java was on March 17, 2020. And since then, that's the beginning of the COVID-19 period in East Java. And yeah, this is the announcement from our provincial government that the first confirmed case of COVID-19 occurred back in 17th of March 2020. And now in East Java, we have around 400,000 in total. Yeah, in total since the 2020 until now, we have around 400,000 patients of COVID-19. Yeah, like here, around 400,000, right? While the most cases come from our capital city, which is DKI Jakarta or Jakarta. They have almost 900,000. Then is Central Java comes second. Jawa Barat is West Java. Then Central Java comes third, and Jawa Timur is Java comes fourth. Okay, and other areas, other province, other city come the next one. So what did our government implement or apply? Then let's see and hear what I explain next. The first thing that our government did was in March 13, 2020. At the time, our government established COVID-19 Response Acceleration Task Force. This one to be in charge of handling the COVID-19 cases. And at the time, the task force was focused more on the health sector, meaning to minimize the COVID-19 outbreak in Indonesia. And then, if you see here in this curve, July last year was around here. If you see, since the first day of 2nd of March until July, the cases was not really high, right? And at that time, at around July, after our government decided to replace this response acceleration task force with mitigation and national economic recovery team. And slightly different role of this team, because they also not only responsible for minimizing the outbreak, but they also responsible to improve or enhance our national economy, to recover our national economy. Then, yeah, so this one has a bigger roles than the previous one. The previous one was only on health, and this one is related to the health and economy. Okay, and it was established, this team was established back in July 2020, 22nd of July. Then, on April, so a month after the establishment of the task force, our president ratified a presidential decree on 13th of April, where it declared that COVID-19 is a national disaster. I think the same throughout the world, that after some times, almost every country, or I can say every country or each country, declare the COVID-19 as a disaster or national pandemic. And then yesterday, someone asked how the every province or every area can monitor their residents. The answer is under those task force and mitigation team, recovery team, that is on the capital level, they have a lower level on the provincial level or province level. So meaning that each province has its own recovery team and task force, and that team is in charge of monitoring the residents of its province or their province. Okay, and then the provincial level of the team needs to report to the task force on the capital city level on Jakarta. Okay, and for the province, it is led by governor. Then for the city, it is led by mayors. For the regions, it is led by, for districts, it is led by regions. Okay, so governors is from province. Like in East Java, for example, East Java is province, right? The COVID-19 team is led by the governors. Then East Java has many cities, including Surabaya, right? And in Surabaya, the mayor is in charge of the Surabaya City task force of COVID-19. While we also have Trawas, like yesterday, Trawas is located in the Mojokerto district, for example. Then on that area, the COVID-19 task force is led by the region. Okay, so every city, every province, every district has its own task force. Okay. Then, in order to minimize the COVID-19 outbreak, last year, our government applied large-scale social restriction. Especially in Jakarta, they had it from April till September. While in Surabaya, we also had it we have from end of April until early June. But Jakarta was longer. And then later on, I will compare this large-scale social restriction with the emergency restriction that we just had a few months ago. Then, this is the most critical period, as I show you, that in July, around 15th of July, that was the most critical situation in Indonesia, where at the time, our bed occupancy rate is more than 60%. While the WHO average for the recommendations for the bed occupancy rate should be less actually than 60%. By the way, bed occupancy rate is actually the number of the available beds in hospital compared to the total beds that all hospitals have. Okay, so if it is high, then meaning that almost all beds in the hospital are occupied. If you see, in Jakarta at the time was 85 till 90. Then West Java was 80 till 86. Jakarta was 74. And in East Java itself, if I'm not, if my memory serves me right, is also around 80 till 90. So very bad at the time. With daily case before the peak of the 50 was around 10,000 till 15,000. And 45% of positivity rate, and it is bad. Okay. Then, yeah, this is the one that I told you that this is the most critical period in Indonesia, back in July 15th. Okay. Then what was the causes of the very high cases at that time? The first cause was the long holidays or long weekend. I don't know whether this one is also happens in your country, but in Indonesia, during long holidays, normally people will go to tourist objects. Then in that those tourist objects, it can make certain cluster. Okay, if you see here, this photo was taken during the long holiday of the Idul Adha or Idul Fitri, Idul Fitri. And then they're going to Puncak. See here, Puncak. Puncak is the name of the tourist object nearby Jakarta. So normally, before the pandemic, every weekend, this Puncak area is always full of tourists. Then, yeah, one of the causes of that critical period was because of long holiday, long weekends. Okay, long weekend is possible because there are some holidays in Friday or in Thursday or in Monday. Then normally people will just continue their stay in Puncak, and it make their stay longer. and it makes the case worse because they meet many more people, and it makes cluster, COVID-19 cluster. Then low awareness of wearing mask. You see, not all Indonesian would love to wear masks, and in some area, this kind of a picture where people do not wear masks are still happening, frankly. And I think that contributes to the critical period at the time, back in July. Then, what our government did to decrease or lower that critical period. This is what our government did. Around July, they applied emergency PPKM, meaning the emergency social restriction. Previously, I said large-scale social restriction, right? And this one, I think almost the same. The contents, the requirements are almost the same, but a different name. And this time, it is called the emergency social restriction. Then, after the cases decreased at the time around 23rd of August, our government lowered the PPKM into level 3. From the name implies, you can see that emergency has the highest requirements, and level 3 is the lower. Then level 1 and 2 are the lowest. And now in Surabaya and almost every cities in Indonesia, we are now on level 1, so very low. That's why every day, if you see my curve previously, it only around less than 500 daily. Then this is the difference between the large scale and the emergency. In Indonesia, we never apply any lockdown, because if the government apply lockdown, then the economic will fully die or fully stop, because most of our residents, Indonesian population, earn income from their daily activities. For example, online taxi, predominantly, and if there is no delivery, there is no activity, people cannot go outside, then they will not earn any income, then it would not be a good one. So that's why our government never implement lockdown, but they implement restriction, large-scale community restriction. This one is emergency scale restriction, social restriction, so to say. And when was it? The large scale occurred back in 2020, April till 14th of September, while the emergency PPKM just a few weeks ago, 3rd of July until 23rd of August. Car capacity at the time was only 50. On large-scale restriction, malls were totally closed. While during the emergency, malls are open, but only for groceries, pharmacies, and restaurants. While other shops are closed. And it was only open from 11 till 8 p.m. And in order to enter this, you need to be vaccinated and scan with the Peduli Lindungi application shared by Dr. Ika 2 days ago. Okay, and at that time, kids, elderly are prohibited to enter. But now on level 1 and level 2, kids and elderly are permitted to enter malls. Online taxi at the time, no passengers, just delivery. While on the emergency, they can still accept passengers, but apply very strict health protocol. School fully online, office fully work from home. Okay, well, on the level 3, this only except for essential sector, business sector like banking, yeah, they are still open. And for level 3, 25% work from office and 75% work from home. Health protocol, the same, very strict. Road almost empty, same, almost empty, because yeah, people are somehow prohibited or their mobility is minimized or restricted. While the level 3, the road was less than normal. Now, on level 1, the road is the same as previous, which is many traffic jams. By the way, in Indonesia, Jakarta and Surabaya, the two biggest cities, are known as the cities with the worst traffic jams. So, but Jakarta is worse than Surabaya. Okay, then public transport, they operate less than normal operational hours, the same with the emergency. And for emergency PPKM, the capacity should be only 70%. And the restaurant at the time closed and no eat in, while now, while during the emergency, only delivery. So the restaurants were open, but they cannot receive any customers for eat-in, only delivery. While previously on level 3, limited dine-in, meaning only 25% of the total capacity are permitted to eat in during level 3. Now level 1, we can eat in, but the capacity is less, still less. Okay. This is what our government did during the critical period back in July. The first one, the government made emergency hospital. So any or every buildings or empty area that can be changed or modified into hospital, they did it. This is the example of the emergency hospital. So kind of temporary for COVID-19 cases. And if you see here, this is the previously the dormitory for Asian Games back in 2018, and now they are changed into hospital, COVID-19 hospital. And all of these buildings are used for the COVID-19 cases. And surprisingly, if you see these buildings are so many, right? And also many rooms, right? Surprisingly, during the critical period in July, all were full. All were full. Even patients try to compete to be able to enter this hospital because of the bed occupancy rate of the hospital was very high at the time. So yeah, it was quite surprising. Then our government also make the isolation center. This is the photo of the schools that are changed its function into the isolation center. Okay, so yeah, they changed anything into the facilities or centers for the COVID-19 patients. Of course, there are also some doctors that will monitor the patients here. Also, our government provides some medicines for the COVID-19 patients. Our government also did the testing. Then if the test is positive, then they did the tracing and treatment. Tracing, as you know, is finding who were in contact with this COVID-19 patient. And then it needs to be traced, and if after they know, then they will also test the people who are in contact with the COVID-19 patient. And then, of course, the one who got positive needs to be treated. Okay, and as I mentioned, the government provides doctor and medicines. Okay, and this is the proof that our government, Indonesian government, did tracing a lot. If you see from this data from Oxford COVID-19 government response tracker, you can see that Indonesia color is blue, which represents that they implement the comprehensive tracing. Okay, while for the yellow, they apply the limited tracing. Okay, so but Indonesia at all, overall, they were on blue color, so they did it. Quite a comprehensive tracing. Then you remember that one of the cause of the critical period was the long holiday, right? Long weekend. Then what our government did is to move or to change the holiday not close to the weekend. Okay, so this one even on, you remember yesterday, Senin, Selasa, Rabu, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Even the holiday is in Tuesday, the government moves to Wednesday in order to avoid the long weekend, in order to avoid cluster from tourist objects. Okay. Then for the civil servant, there is no collective leave. Normally in Indonesia, during the New Year holiday, workers are eligible or are asked to take their collective leave. But this year, that is not the case. Okay. Then, sorry, this one's supposed to be 2021. So on 24th June, seeing the increasing graph of the COVID-19 case, then our government encourages more vaccination without similar domicile required. Previously, before the critical period, in order to be vaccinated, we need to have the same national ID or the same address with the area that we get the vaccination. But since June 24th, then we can take any vaccine anywhere we want without the need to see our domicile or our address. Without the need to see our address in our national ID. So we can take everywhere as long as we fulfill the requirement. For example, healthy, and then no high blood pressure, and etc. Then this year public servants are prohibited going to other province during holidays 2021. So this is all things were done and were applied to minimize the and avoid the third wave, I can say the third wave of the COVID-19. And at the time was to lower the second wave of the COVID-19 in Indonesia. Then this is what our government did. Some photos, this is our president. As our government tried to encourage more vaccination, they used the stadiums, ferry stadium. This is the stadium, the biggest stadium in Indonesia, in Jakarta. They changed the function of that stadium, soccer or football stadium, into a vaccination center in order to be able to gather more people to be vaccinated. And in Surabaya, this is the Surabaya photo. This is our mayor, Mr. Eri. They also use the stadium to vaccinate the Surabaya residents with the aim of speed up the vaccination rate in Indonesia. And this also happens in other provinces. And this is the yesterday questions from, I think from Thomas perhaps, that asking about the 4 phases of vaccination in Indonesia. And here we go. Our first vaccination in Indonesia occurred in 13 January 2021, where our President Joko Widodo was the first person in Indonesia vaccinated in Indonesia. At the time, he was broadcasted live nationally, because yeah, I think even until now, but at that time, at the beginning, many people skeptical, right, of the vaccination, and this is to show that vaccine is safe and secure by asking or giving the example of our president himself, and he got her second jab on 28th of January. And this is the classification or the arrangement of our vaccination in Indonesia. Okay, for the first priority was given to healthcare workers. Then the second one was to the Indonesian Army, Indonesian Police, public service officers, law enforcement peoples, and people or elderly, people more than 60 years old. Okay, it reaches around, it is expected to reach around 39 million. Okay, then the third one is for the vulnerable society segments. This is for the limited society, while the broadest or the widest is now the public and yeah, all of us except kids. As mentioned by Dr. Risma, hopefully next year, kids can be vaccinated. Okay. Yeah, this is actually the time frame, but the time frame was not correct because of the low vaccination rate before June. Remember that before June, in order to be vaccinated, we need to be vaccinated at the same area with our national ID, and it was difficult. Okay, so yeah, this was only the planned timeline, but in reality, it's not like this. Okay, and even until now, it is still ongoing. And I will show you. Oh yeah, this is the. Remember on the first day, our parking lot. Our parking lot during the vaccination was used as the vaccination center, the drive-in one. This was me when I was vaccinated. Okay, so we don't need to go off, we just need to be in the car and they will vaccinate us. And you know Gojek, right? This is the online taxi. We also help and ask and work with Gojek for the driver to be vaccinated. Okay. I think all of you are already aware that in the aims of vaccination is to get herd immunity, right? And in order to get the to reach herd immunity, we need to have 80% of our population are vaccinated, right? So yeah, since then, all of the institutions, including universities, schools, companies, they all work. They all help our government to speed up the vaccination in Indonesia. And this also was the question 2 days ago. In Indonesia, we have a contract with Sinovac, AstraZeneca, COVAX, Pfizer, Novavax, and Moderna. And on the first periods, the majority of our vaccines was Sinovac, and then AstraZeneca, and then now Moderna and Pfizer. So if you are vaccinated now in Indonesia, you will get either Moderna or Pfizer. But if previously, like I myself was vaccinated with this brand, AstraZeneca. Okay. Then this is the current vaccination achievement in Indonesia. Okay, so almost 50% of our population is around 250 till 270. Almost 50% or around 50% have been vaccinated, accounted for 130 million, while for vaccination for 2 jabs for 85 million. So hopefully by March next year, it can reach 70 or 80% for the first vaccination. That is our hope. That is our government plans. Okay. Then this is during the level 3 PPKM. You need to scan it. Yesterday in Malaysia, there is also My Sejahtera to scan in order for them to enter any malls. Okay, before I continue to other sectors, if you have any questions, please feel free. If not, I will continue first. Now I'm going to talk about what economic stimulus does our government give. Okay, so in 2020, our government ratified additional state budget of around 27 billion, and it contributes to healthcare improvements, $5 million social protection, 7.5 billion US. Then tax incentive and credit for business, 4.7 billion. For economic recovery, 10 billion. Then related to the healthcare, from that that amount, our government made some purchase for state-of-the-art medical equipments. They also give incentives for medical workers, doctor specialists. They receive $1,000 monthly. General doctor, they receive 750 monthly, and nurse, they receive 500. And also for the national health insurance, our government gives subsidy for its population like us. Then they also provide pre-employment card program. This is the card. It looks like this. This is the card to prepare Indonesian residents to get and find jobs. So they provide some trainings. If they have this card, they need to attend or follow or join some trainings as their preparation to find or get jobs. Okay, then Indonesian residents, the lower level one, they also get the basic need cards, and this card you can exchange with basic staple foods like rice, like egg, like oil, noodle, biscuit. Okay, then also free electricity for certain KVA and discount, and also subsidy for low cost housing. Then for the workers, our government give income tax exemption for workers with below 13,500 US dollar income per year, and for the companies they give the corporate income tax reduction to 22, and for the debt payments for micro, small, medium enterprises can be postponed for 6 months. Okay, now is education. This is our Minister of Education. He was previously the owner or the CEO of Gojek in Indonesia. Graduated from, I think, US, one of the Ivy League university in US. So he's very brilliant. And now he's the Minister of Education in Indonesia. Okay, actually since last year, our government already implemented study from home. Okay, since the April last year. Then they also give us internet quota for doing the online teaching, on online learning. So like me, I receive 50 gigabyte monthly for me to conduct online teaching. Also students also receive the quota. While for the tertiary education, they receive 35, and for the teachers they receive 42. Okay, then on 30th of March, actually, before the critical period occurs, our Ministry of Education actually has asked universities and schools to implement the hybrid. But because of the critical situation in July, all were cancelled and still study from home. But some, after the decrease of the second wave or the critical period on July, some universities, like including Ubaya, now implement the hybrid teaching. The same with other schools, high schools or junior, or even elementary is not high school or junior high schools. They also have hybrid one. They implement hybrid one, and we don't know yet what will happen after December. Hopefully there will be no third wave, and we can start move and try to live in the new normal, really new normal, not having another wave of coronavirus. Okay, that's all from me before I continue to other things, but for the materials, that's all. Any questions, any comments, please feel free to ask. In Thailand, have no internet quota. Okay, yeah. In Indonesia, the internet quota can only be used for Zoom, for Gmail, for opening emails, not for social media. So if you open social media, you cannot open it. So yeah, there is some limitation. I think because to limit the use of internet quota, otherwise the internet quota will finish or run out because of us opening the social media. Yeah. Please, any questions? And these days in Indonesia, the most current regulation of quarantine is 3 days. Yesterday, Dr. Prisma said 8 days, but not the case anymore. Now we are, after traveling out overseas, then we need to be quarantined for 3 days. But I heard Thailand, there is no need for quarantine, right? But in Indonesia, we still need to be quarantined for 3 days. Yes, Arisara, better than have nothing. That's correct. From all of you who are here, any one of you are now doing hybrid teaching? Or all of you are still at home?
Sir, could you repeat the question, please?
Pardon?
Could you repeat the question?
Yeah, from all of the participants here, are you now, any one of you are now doing hybrid teaching, or all of you are still studying from home?
Still from home, Pak Adi.
Still from home.
Offline classes have started.
Offline? Just started? Sorry?
Yes, sir.
Oh, in India, yeah? Just started. So you are hybrid
Yes,
now?
sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so in India, just like in Indonesia, we are doing hybrid. While in Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, I don't know Vietnam. Anyone from foreign trade university here? Because yeah, Vietnam is very interesting to know because previously Vietnam had 0 cases, right? Almost a year, right? And how about it is now? What is the condition in Vietnam now? Anyone can share to us? What is the daily cases occurred in Vietnam these days? Tran? Or Min or Mok? Anyone can share? Because I remember I once invited ambassador of Indonesia in Vietnam, and at the time the cases were 0 because of the very successful implementation of Vietnamese government in combating or minimizing the cases. But a few months ago, I read that Vietnam now has an increasing trend of the COVID-19 cases. Okay, if no one is here, well, I expect others in Philippines and Thailand. Oh, there is Haniswara and so can you share what happens in Malaysia now? Are the cases controllable, or Haniswara or Tiao, you want to share to us? Because yesterday Ruby already shared to us that the number in India is decreasing. Is that correct, Ruby? Yeah? Okay, if I think they are not here, then I will continue with the questions from Thomas. What do you do with misbehaving citizens who refuse to comply with COVID regulations?
Hello,
Yes,
can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, so yeah, as said, some are saying in Kerala there's a new increase, like in the southern parts of India, there's this new virus which is coming up. We are not pretty sure of it. But yes, we are taking precautions. Right now, we actually have red alert going on over here regarding the weather and everything. So that is why we have online class. So just 2 days back, we were not even following hybrid class. We had like the complete normal, regular physical classes we were having. Anyway, because over here we do not have any threat. Everyone is vaccinated with 2 doses, and they will only let us come if we have that certificate of getting both the doses. So we are taking all the necessary precautions. So hopefully after this climate and everything, we'll be going back to the normal physical classes over here.
Okay, what is the average daily cases in India these days?
Sorry, can you repeat again?
What is the average normal COVID-19 cases in India these days?
I can say it's only a handful, like a number of maybe just in less than thousands and
Less than 1,000.
that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Thank you.
Okay, in Vietnam, transit still studying from home. UKM implement hybrids. Okay, yeah, the same. Engineering and medicine, as yesterday Dr. Isma said, she has her medical students coming to Ubaya for hybrid. In Kenya is blended learning. Okay, same hybrid. For misbehaving citizen, back to Thomas' questions. Well, frankly, in Indonesia, there is no strict punishment, and that's what makes, or that's what contributes to the second wave of the cases in Indonesia. Because yeah, there is no really strict or severe punishment. While if I read in media in Malaysia, the government really implements a very strict punishment. Can be jail or even pay the high fine, right? High penalty or fine, right? Well, in Indonesia, no. Yes, that was not good, but that's the reality in Indonesia. How about in Philippines, Thomas? Is there any strict punishment or fine?
Honestly, sir, the same can also be said in some regions of the country. Enforcement can be rather lax, with some authority figures kind of giving up already, sir. But there are instances where the law is still upheld, sir. Mostly the penalties involve paying fines, sir.
Yeah, paying fines.
Yes, that's just about it. But generally speaking, the regulations are not necessarily that strict as well.
Okay. How about in Malaysia? I see Haiman. I read in newspaper that Malaysia is very strict for those misbehaving citizens who do not want to be vaccinated or who do not follow the lockdown. If you are going out, then you'll be penalized, right? Is that correct? Haiman, please share.
Yeah, hi, Pak Adi. Yeah, yes, it's true. In Malaysia, during the pandemic, the rules and regulations are very, very strict, especially involving movement at certain time when it is past the curfew hour. And if people are seen going out or there's any movement, then the authorities will implement fine upon them. And worst comes to worst would be certain days spent in jail. But right now, Malaysia is, yes, it's true. There's a lot of news about people spending time in jail during the pandemic last year, which is sad because during the pandemic, Malaysian government implement total lockdown, which really affected many of the businesses, especially small and medium enterprises. So some business owners, they are willing to risk everything to do or to take some time, even though to do business during curfew hours. And that is really sad. But over the past months to come, the Malaysian government has also helped out a lot of small and medium enterprise business owners to rebuild and especially to carry out their business online. Generally, the cases in Malaysia right now is seeing a decreasing trend. But yesterday we received a news that we might be heading into a third wave because Malaysian hospitals, especially the main hospital like Sungai Buloh Hospital, Tengku Ampuan Rahimah Hospital, are seeing an increasing trend in ICU occupancy. So we are preparing on that part as well. And currently also Malaysian government has announced that Malaysia is transitioning from a pandemic to an endemic period. So it is now the responsibility not only more on the people to really adhere to the SOPs, standard operating procedures when moving. We must wear masks all the time, and those basic, those basic rules that we need to follow in order to keep the cases in control, and hopefully it will go down by the 2022.
Thank you, Aiman, for your very helpful and informative information. What is the average COVID-19 cases in Malaysia these days?
These days, the average is 1,000.
Okay, almost the same.
For the past 2 months is 1,000, yes. Average.
Okay, almost the same with Indonesia. Okay, thank you. Question from Thomas: is that true? The COVID-19 deniers in Indonesia are meant to bury the corpse of people who died from the pandemic? Well, yeah, I read some news about this, but this is not nationally. I mean, this kind of punishment is not nationwide. Only in several areas where the local community punish their residents by asking them to do this. Okay, but not nationally. This is not from our government regulation.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any more questions of this? How about in Kenya, Helen? What is the average cases in Kenya these days? I believe not many, right? These days, if we talk about COVID-19 cases, the highest are in Europe. Like in Germany, well, of course, we are quite surprised because previously Germany was also known as one of countries that are able to minimize its cases. But if you see on the data, these days they reach 55,000 daily cases. The same with in Indonesia back in July, right? So yeah, I don't know what happened there. Okay, if there is no more questions, I will just continue with several things. The first, I just remind you and encourage you to join this, right? I believe that you already received this video making competition, right? The email, all of you already received. If you have any questions, just give or send us email to the international class student at unit.ubaya.ac.id, the one on the flyer. Please feel free to ask. Remember, the deadline is 5th of January. Okay, and there will be 8 grand prizes of flying to Indonesia and accommodation and visit Surabaya and West Java for the winners, 8 winners. Okay, the next one, yeah, this is the yesterday's one. I just inform you if you are interested of taking Indonesian language course. Then we have a full course, and it is online and free of charge. And as a normal course in Ubaya, the classes will take 14 weeks. And as an official course, you will receive official transcript, certificate, and the medium of instruction used is English. And it will be delivered by Mr. Ferry, the yesterday teacher. Okay, if you want or interested to join, just fill in this. I will type in the bit.ly, in the chat section, bit.ly. Or Sandra, can you type in the chat section? So yeah, if you are interested, just fill in or complete it. But because in Ubaya, our semester starts February, right? Then if you are interested, just fill this one. And then once our registration for this course is open, we will contact you. And if you decide to change your mind not to take this course, is also fine. Okay, so yeah, this link is not for registration, but to express, to show your interest for this course. And this is not compulsory, once again, okay? This is not compulsory, just for you if you are interested. Okay, then I will continue to the next one. As we come to the conclusion, or we are about to conclude our summer program, I now ask you to fulfill or complete this form. This is the survey feedback form of the summer program. And I also give you to directly speak of what you think about the summer program. Please express your feedback about the program, unmute yourself, and if possible, turn on your video. Just say a few words about this summer program, and if it's good, then you can say good. If it's not good, you can say that it is not good. Okay, so don't forget to complete this. Once you complete it, then I ask you to give your opinions, your feedback about this program. Also, I remind you only for those who didn't complete the registration documents, then you will receive email from my colleagues. But if you are not receiving any emails from us, then we are fine, and you will receive e-certificate. Okay, so this is just reminding only for those who have not completed the registration form for this program here. Okay, you can see on the chat section the questionnaire link. While you are waiting or while you already finished, can you just share your opinions of this summer program? Also, I also remind you, if you want to share your contact, share your social media with others, keep connected or keep in touch with others, then we can fill this form, because this form will be shared only to participants who fill this sharing contact form, because of the data protection law. Then we need to be aware not to share any data, participants' data, to everyone, unless they allow us to share by filling this G form. Okay. Anyone finish completing this form? Then would you mind to just say a few words about this program? Anyone? From
So,
yes,
well,
please.
yeah, in general, I can say that it was a generally informative program, no? And although it was online, and although it was an online interaction, a mostly online interaction, we can say that it was mostly an informative, informative online interaction that allowed us to gain more intel or insights as to the situation of Indonesia, sir. And that's it, sir. Nothing else. I really don't see anything negative so far. It was generally a good
Thank
session,
you.
sir.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you for your opinion, feedback. Anyone from other countries perhaps have the same, or yes, please raise your hand now. I give time to Tran, and after that, John.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Tran.
For me, right now, I feel a little bit sad because time flies so fast and we have to close the program now. And I would like to thank University of Surabaya for the interesting online summer program. During the program, I learned a lot of things that makes me know more about Indonesia and be curious about this country too. Hope in near future, I get a chance to come and visit all famous and beautiful place that you, Mr. Adi, introduced to us yesterday. And in short, I really love this program and it's one of my unforgettable memories in this year. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih, Tran. Thank you very much for your compliment. Thank you. Thank you. Then John Patrick.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Before I give feedback to this online classes, I would just like to express my deepest gratitude to Ubaya for giving us an opportunity to explore and gain more knowledge to the beauty beauty of the country Indonesia. It was a great privilege to have been part of this online summer program of Ubaya. My feedback is this online program for 1 week, I've been learning for many more. This is timely and relevant, not just to my country, but also to the different countries with part of this an online program. It was diverse of cultures, religion, and tradition and beliefs of other people around or participants around in this Zoom meeting. But just like they said, it comes to an end, and we feel so sad. I feel of sad because it comes to an end. But despite it end, we gain more knowledge and experience to be part of this. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih, John. Thank you very much. Now, John De La Cruz.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello, John.
Yeah. Before I also tell my feedback, I would also want to express my deepest gratitude for you guys in Ubaya, because for me, it's this webinar is one of the best webinar that I've ever been with. And also, yeah, for my feedback, this week I've learned a lot of fascinating things. And you know, I've been together with my Indonesian girlfriend for almost 2 years, and now I realize I still had a lot of things that I haven't learned yet. And yeah, thank you to Ubaya. You gave us a lot of things to learn, and yeah, especially Kamarin. Kamarin was very interesting, and yeah, I like it. I hope it will be longer, but yeah, it's about to finish. So yeah, hope
Thank
to
you,
see you
John.
in the next webinar. And
Okay,
Terima
please
kasih.
give contact via social media if you want.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, John, for your compliments.
Terima kasih, Pak.
Thank you very much. Terima kasih. Hope to see you in Indonesia and Surabaya. Then Haimon, please, Haimon.
Yeah, hi, Pak Adi. First and foremost, terima kasih to Ubaya for organizing such a wonderful global event, I would say, because we have friends from all over the world. And I'm very happy to meet each and everyone through their sharing of what's going on in their respective country. And I would say I love every program that has been conducted, especially the virtual tour around Surabaya in Indonesia. I actually hope to see more places, but it's okay due to the confinement of time we have. And I would also, based on this program, consider to further my studies perhaps in Indonesia or Ubaya if I have the opportunity. And finally, I would like to thank Pak Adi as well as the team for being engaging with us all the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Haimon. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, if you wanna come or visit or study at Ubaya, please contact us. You can contact the same email, Haimon. Okay. Thank you. Now it's Helen.
Yes, hello.
Hello. Hello again, Helen.
Yes, I'd like to say and express my gratitude to Ubaya, the entire staff, and to you, Adi, for being there for us, for making sure the program is a success. I've learned a lot. It's been very educative, and I can speak basically because I'm the only one coming from Kenya. I'd like to say thank you so much. I appreciate. In Kenya, we say asante sana, meaning thank you.
Asante sana. Okay. Asante sana.
Yes, and also hopefully maybe if we get a chance to come physically, like to Indonesia, yes, I would love to see the beautiful places that I saw, and also you have a beautiful culture. Thank you so much, and I appreciate. God bless.
Thank you, Helen. Asante sana too. Thank you. Then Karisma.
Hello.
How are you, Karisma?
Yeah, baik.
Good,
First,
baik juga.
I want to congratulate you and this team for the wonderful and successful program. Actually, this is my fourth program of Indonesia, and I still have a lot of things and things to learn. But hopefully, I want to go there someday. And thank you so much for the staffs are very nice. They are very helpful. Thank you for facilitating. You're very good, and the topics are very insightful. They are very helpful. So thank you so much, and I hope we see each other someday. Terima
Yeah.
kasih banyak.
Terima kasih banyak kali
Sampai
semua.
jumpa.
Sampai jumpa. Don't forget, try to join the video competition. If you win, we can meet each other at our university.
Ya,
Thank you very much,
yes.
Karisma.
Terima
Thank
kasih,
you.
sama-sama.
Then Richie.
Sorry. So this is not this is not my first time to join this Ubaya online summer program, because I've experienced also to you, Sir Adi, for I guess last May, about the culture program as well. So this program, even if it's not literally connected to my degree, but this program taught me to be aware about the traditional values of a great country, as well as these Indonesia, and which would further develop my potential skills and cultural connections. So when it comes to be a student leader, this Ubaya online summer program share my motivation and vision on making the best version of ourselves, and signify this program on being unified and active in facing this kind of health crisis right now. Yes.
Thank you, Richie. Thank
you.
you.
Terima kasih.
Hope you enjoy.
Yes.
Then next one is yes, please from Kidnon, but I cannot see your name. Wait. Oh, here. Aira, then Mila. Aira, are you?
Okay. Hello, Pak Adi. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Aira.
So, this is the first virtual program that I joined internationally. So, I am very grateful to Ubaya for this opportunity, and for also to our school for giving us this chance. So, I am really happy that I get to be part of this, and it was really informative, really fun to learn a lot about Indonesian culture. So, kudos to Ubaya, especially to you, Pak Adi, for facilitating this program. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. And Nila. I also saw David. David
yes,
is all right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Nila, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say thank you for hosting this program, and you were a very good host. And I really enjoyed interacting with all the teachers and professors, and it was super informative, and I really learned a lot. And hopefully next time we'll get to have this in person. So I look forward to that. And I will definitely be joining your video competition. So
Thank you, Nila. Hope to see you in Surabaya.
thank you.
Thank you. Then Jaturam.
Hello, Buddy.
Hello, Jaturam.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to all of you for your interaction, and I'd like to thank all teachers. They're so kind and specialized, including you, Buddy.
Thank you.
When I first saw the announcement of this program, I only thought about getting a new experience. But when I actually joined this program, I had a lot of fun, gained new knowledge, and got to know some new friends. It was such a beautiful experience of my life. I know that this program is gonna end, and I'm gonna be missing you guys so much. And I still want to say sampai jumpa, but okay, and meet you guys again. I hope to see you again if there's any chance. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Send my regards to Dr. Waipot, my friend.
and I would love to join the competition too.
Okay, I'll wait for your video then. Then, thank you, Jaturang Pacaring from Panyang Priwat.
Yes. Hello, Adi. Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you, Yor, that make this program, and I want to say that this is my first time that join with Indonesian people. I think it is really appreciate to meet with you guys, and if there is this program next time, I would join for sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Pacarin. Thank you. Then from Gwen Siawut.
Hi, do you hear?
Yes, I can
Hi.
hear you.
Okay. First of all, I just want to say thank you for all of you guys. This is my second time to join in Ubaya. Last is February. Yeah. So thank you. It's super helpful for me to learn from Indonesia and from Ubaya. So thank you for all of you guys. Yeah.
Thank you, Gwen. Okay, if there are no more feedbacks or opinions, then let us do our final photos, final screenshot. Sandra, may you take photos of us? Then we will share on the email G Drive or G Link, where you can access all of the screenshots that we already made.
Okay, so I will lead you to the screenshot photo session, our last one. So you can
Please
turn
video
on your
on,
video.
if possible. Please video on.
And also, I still saw so many versions not turning on their video, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try to catch the first page one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Move on to the second one. Wait, there's a chat pop-up in my Zoom. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, move to the third one. Okay, that's okay if you're still turning off, but I will try to catch it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you guys. So I will share the Google Drive link through email, along with the certificates and also the other information.
Thank you, guys. Well, as the head of organizing committee, on behalf of my team, I would like to thank you all for your very active participation that makes this summer program successful. Not to forget, I apologize if I did or my team did something wrong or any internet trouble or internet connection trouble that makes us a bit late to start. Also for our speaker who came a bit late, then please accept my apologies. Hope that it will not hinder you to be happy and to enjoy this summer program. And I wish you best of luck and best of success in your study. And hopefully we will see you someday, even though not offline. Perhaps keep in contact is still fine, as long as we can keep in touch each other. Okay, so enjoy your lunch and have a great weekend ahead tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you all.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Mas Maadi.
Nice meeting you
Selamat po.
all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sawadika.
Makasih Pak Ade. Take care.
See you, Ken.
Bodika.
Daisy.
Thank you.
Terima kasih.
See you in
Terima kasih.
Indonesia.
Terima kasih.
See you in Indonesia.
Terima kasih.